Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So I just saw a report on a few different platforms on Boxing Scene. I saw Fight Hype post this. I believe Premier Boxing Champions Instagram or Twitter posted it. I think Canelo Alvarez posted it on his social media. Canelo versus JERMELL CHARLO. Undisputed versus Undisputed. Now, if y'all been following, I've hinted at the idea of JERMELL CHARLO taking on Canelo Alvarez at a catch weight, 160, 168. I would prefer that fight to be somewhere between like 160, 165, something like that, if it were to take place. But they saying that it's official for September 30th, Undisputed versus Undisputed. Y'all know I have right now, of course, the winner of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I think will take that position of number one pound for pound in the sport. But right now I have JERMELL CHARLO listed as my number one pound for pound fighter in the sport. And I like that fight, man. I like the fight. I don't like the idea of Canelo Alvarez bypassing JERMELL CHARLO or David Benavidez or fighting Bivol again or going up to 175 and fighting Better BF. I don't like the idea of him going to fight a guy at a lower weight class as opposed to fighting somebody, that's in and around his division. However, for JERMELL CHARLO, I think it's a great opportunity. JERMELL CHARLO has already accomplished Undisputed at 154. I think he's one of the most dominant fighters in the sport. He has, been one of the most dominant fighters in the sport, especially in his division, for quite some time now. And I think it's about time for him to move up. I would like for him to go to 160 and go the traditional route instead of jumping up weight classes. But this is one of those opportunities that you really can't pass up. I think JERMELL CHARLO deserves a huge payday. He's one of those guys that never turned down no smoke, never ducked no fades. And he's put the work in. So I think if anybody deserves a big payday and an opportunity to fight on this stage, is JERMELL CHARLO. He's one of those guys who I think all boxing fans should know, hardcore and casual, because he's that type of guy. He's a true champion. He's going to go in the ring and give it his all, and he's one of the most complete fighters in the sport when he put it all together. Canelo Alvarez, we know what he brings to the table. It's going to be interesting for me to see how Canelo deals with a guy with the athleticism of a JERMELL CHARLO, with the punching power coupled with the athleticism, the ring IQ, and all of the gifts that JERMELL brings to the table. He can outbox you if he, with the footwork. He can move around the ring and outbox Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Foot speed advantage is very vast. Like the disparity between foot speed ability with JERMELL and Canelo is not even close. Punching power, I think he can hit just as hard as Canelo, if not harder, especially moving up in weight. I think he's going to be even stronger. Hand speed advantage, in my opinion, goes to JERMELL CHARLO. Chin, got a phenomenal chin. Now, we don't know what that looks like at higher weight classes, but as far as we seen, JERMELL CHARLO got a fucking chin on him. I love this fight for JERMELL CHARLO. It's a great opportunity for him. I think it's going to be at 168. In the article that I read, they didn't say which weight it was going to be at. But if you go move up and it's Undisputed versus Undisputed, if I'm JERMELL CHARLO, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I go up there and go for the gusto for them titles at 168. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You can instantly become the first male fighter to be undisputed in two divisions before Terrence Crawford get an opportunity. Well, Terrence Crawford, he's getting an opportunity to do it with Errol Spence. But, Terrence Crawford got an opportunity to do it. Or Alexander Usyk got an opportunity to do it at heavyweight. And, JERMELL CHARLO and Canelo Alvarez, they got an opportunity to do it. So I like it, man. It's not what I expected. It's totally unexpected. You know what I'm saying? But I think, man, this is a great fight. It's a great fight. Again, I think it's some goofy shit that Canelo doing, like bypassing all this smoke in and around your division and trying to fight somebody like JERMELL. But at the same time, I think JERMELL CHARLO, you know, you can call this a cherry pick, but it could be a cherry pick going wrong for Canelo. I really like JERMELL CHARLO's chances in this fight. The way Canelo looked in that last fight, man, I think JERMELL presents so many issues for him. You know what I'm saying? I think Mel present a lot of issues for Canelo Alvarez, and I think, you know, Mel coming off, you know, an undisputed performance. Of course, he's been out the ring for some time. I don't know how that's going to impact him, but he's one of those guys that stay in shape year-round. Got a great team, great coach in Derrick James. I think Derrick James is going to formulate a great game plan for Canelo Alvarez. And I think, you know, I just think stylistically he matches up well with him. For Canelo, you know, really the only chance that he going to have for real is, you know, trying to walk JERMELL down and catch him with a counter shot, you know, coming forward and countering. That's going to be Canelo style. We know he not going to do nothing different than what he normally do. He going to come forward and try to counter. And JERMELL CHARLO can fight this fight a few different ways. I think you will see JERMELL moving around for the early part of the fight and using his own counter ability, because he's a great counter puncher in his own right. You know, moving around, forcing Canelo to overextend and make a mistake, and then catch him with big shots. Use his jab, use the 1-2. Got a great left hook. He can throw every punch from every angle. And then later on in the fight, we know Canelo, he can fade. Later on in the fight, when he started fading, I can see JERMELL getting on his ass, starting to come forward and apply that pressure. He's going to be the bigger man in that fight. He's going to be the taller, longer, rangier guy. And I think he's going to look good at that weight. If it's, you know, 160, 165, even at 168, I think naturally JERMELL CHARLO can have a fight at 168 and feel good and look good. So this is interesting, totally unexpected and surprising. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. How do y'all feel about a JERMELL CHARLO and Canelo Alvarez fight? I agree with y'all. I know y'all gonna say this is a cherry pick, and I agree, it is a cherry pick. But I believe in JERMELL CHARLO. I think he can whoop Canelo Alvarez's ass. Now, if this shit is official, we gonna go a little bit more in depth and break it down once we start getting more information, what weight is gonna be at, you know, all those different things. So where the fight is gonna be held. Is it gonna be in Houston? That fight is big in Houston. You know what I'm saying? They want to do it in Dallas at Jerry World. It's big. In Texas, it's big. The Mexicans and CHARLO from Houston. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holla at y'all boys, man.